Hello and welcome everybody to our today's Just Planet webinar. Today I'm going to show you the new functionality that come along with our latest version that we recently published, and that is the result of our first quarterly sprint in that current year 2024. But upfront, I would like to give you some information as this is a GoToWebinar. All attendees are automatically muted. And this is due to optimizing the quality of audio. I guess you guys know this already when following our webinars. But in case you have got any questions, please ask these questions via the chat box or send an email to me or my team after that webinar. As always, we guarantee that every single question will be answered afterwards. If I say me, let me introduce myself quickly. My name is Elmar Karlovic, and I'm Managing Director of Netronic Software, which is a German-based company that provides Just Planet to you. Okay, but now let's hop into the details and let us first see an overview of what I'm going to present to you today. First, I would like to focus on, as I said, the new functionality that we published after the first sprint of this year. And in particular, this is what we call the custom job view. When we offer resource custom fields now, before you have been aware of custom fields for the job level as well as for tasks. But now we also do provide this for every individual resources, but I'm going to show you that later on. And also what we did, actually, those guys of you that have been Just Planet customer for a very long time now that might remember that we had notifications earlier with Just Planet, and we reactivated this functionality now with the new version. And this is to provide you some helpful information and to show you if we have got something new and provide information directly to you. But I will also show this to you in a couple of minutes. And last but not least, I would like to also share some organizational news that come around with Netronic software. And maybe some of you have already realized this in the international press, but also here. Just stay tuned. I will give some more details on that at the end of the webinar. But first of all, let's start off with the custom view. And this, as always, is best to be presented directly in the software. And I'm switching to my Just Planet account. And here you see some sample data with some backlogs, resource groups as you are used. And we have got also the job view. And the job view you are very aware of and you are very familiar with that is listing every single job from the top to down based on the priorities. But a lot of you guys have been reaching out to us and asked for some additional options to structure jobs data. So not asking for resource-centric views, as we do provide it already with the resource view and the resource group view. So, but have a job-centric view that you guys can structure based on own criteria. And as always, if multiple requests that are very similar reach out to us, then we are going to specify and provide the functionality for you. And in this case, the outcome is what we call the job custom view. What is that? So let us go first into the settings dialog and open via the wrench icon the now pretty mighty dialog. And here you can see several tabs, right? And here one tab now is the job custom view tab. And here you can see that I have created now a hierarchy structure where the new job custom view then structures the jobs based on. And this criteria here are my job custom fields. And one of my job custom fields is the sales order number. And the second hierarchy level is the area. But for the time being, what we will do here is following. I just leave the area out and let us just focus on the sales order number. So like every job in my data set is referring to a dedicated sales order number. And as many of your use cases showed to us, that you guys have sales orders in your ERP, and one sales order can then result in multiple jobs. It is very helpful to see which of your particular jobs in the job view in your planning board belongs to which sales order, right? So, and by just bringing in this criteria, referring to the sales order number field in your data set, I'm clicking OK, and then it is creating a new view. And in the Understand Schedule tab at the very top here, on the left side of all these views, we now have this new icon. And if I'm switching to that icon, then you can see that the job view changes a bit, and I get an additional hierarchy structure in there that now says SO for sales order. And based on the criteria, I see then which jobs belong to that particular criteria. Here, my sales order. And I can see here sales order 1001 falls down into 5 different jobs, actually. And this is one possibility how you can make use of the job custom view. So now let's go in and bring in a second criteria in there. So, and then you just are aware of that functionality. So then just click on the plus icon to add another line for the grouping. And then you see that you can refer to the job custom views or to other existing fields such as customer, for example. But what I will do is I brought in some areas that I want to separate into additionally. And with activating this, you can see that it directly will bring in the second hierarchy level for that particular job custom view. And there you can see, okay, sales order 1001 falls into that now 5 jobs that we know already, but 3 of them belong to area A and 2 to B. So I guess here the idea is pretty clear. With that custom view, you guys can make your own job view and structure this job view based on whatever criteria is relevant for your use case. That will for sure help you to get a better visibility, better transparency in your order backlog data. And we all know having a better transparency, having a better visibility, having a better understanding of your schedule helps for sure in enhancing the output of your planning board. So it's all about getting this understanding before you can take productive action, right? Okay, so this is what we call the custom job view. And by the way, if you're very, very happy with all the views we had before and you do not want to increase the complexity, so then once you do not put in any criteria in here, so then you would also not have a custom job view. So then this is fully disabled and the just Planet user interface remains as you are used to before our release. Okay, so like actually I'm very happy and very excited about that really great flexibility, you know, to offer now also custom Gantt chart views for you guys. Hopefully you share this excitement. Happy to get your feedback on that. Okay, so second, what we have is resource custom fields now. And for that, we go back to the settings dialog. We open it, and here the custom fields tab you're aware of. And now we added another tab for resources. And now you're also able to define 10 custom fields, so 10 additional criteria to make or to describe your resources, your single resources. So my example here is I made it one description and one special skills. Okay, so and if you apply, so then as a matter of fact, you will be able to retrieve this information also here in the dialog. So now we have got a custom field tab also in the manage resource dialog. So and like here you can put in a description, to describe e.g. the respective worker or the machine. Here I added some skills for the person, and based on information you insert here, you can make use of in your reports, but you can also filter based on this input that you give. And let's make one example, to filter. So now here in the filter section, if I'm going in there and I'm filtering now for resource special skills and I'm looking for whatever TW plus, so that is here in my example, that's stick welding, extra skill, and then you will get the hits and see, okay, this extra skill is only provided by worker 2. So that is one very easy example that shall show you how you can make use of these additional functionality that we call the resource custom fields. So basically, this is the same functionality as we are used of for jobs and task custom fields, now also available for resources. Okay, great. That was easy to understand, wasn't it? So last but not least, we reactivated the notifications functionality. So where do we find this? For this, we need to change the tab from the understand scheduling to update. And we always had, the bell here for the notification, but for a longer time now it was not used anymore. And now we reactivate it. And always when you see like that there's new notifications, I highly recommend that you take a minute and also explain this to all your users of Just Planet once they see this, because this bell will remain with every user that enters Just Planet. And if you click on that, so then we will provide helpful functionality always. If we have published a new version, then we will link to the blog so that you get an explanation of what is new. Because what we learned is that, unfortunately, very regular, not every user is aware of new functionality. And, we are putting a lot of efforts in evolving the software. And then it's really a shame that sometimes users even are not aware of that there's new functionality that might be very helpful for them. And so always, if you see that notification icon popping up with, alerting you that there is news, always click in there. And once, you see here, this line includes normally a link. And if you click on that link, so then it opens up and will provide you additional functionality. So, and once you go back in there and click here on that X, then this line will be gone. But again, I highly recommend, that you have an eye on the notifications. We will not, for sure, I guarantee, we will not overflood you with some irrelevant news or text messages or whatever. So like, if there's something that we see as really important to be shared, we will send the notification to you. And we have got the option to send this notification in general to all our active customers, or we can also, if needed, special notifications for some customers only. But in general, it's planned just, to provide helpful information for every user so that we ensure that everybody is aware if something new has happened or something new in terms of functionality is available. Okay, I guess this also makes very much sense. That was what we have released with the first sprint that we do now quarterly based. And I guess these visible functionality will empower you to better understand your data. And as you have seen, pretty much the entire release was based on requirements that came from our customers. So in that regard, I highly motivate you, to reach out to me or to my team members with any ideas. I guarantee that every idea is noted. We will ask you to fully understand what is required, and it is pretty much, like just Planet itself. So like we have what our priority list, and the more often we hear requirements that are similar or even exactly the same, the higher is the probability that we are going to ship this functionality within our sprints. Okay, this was the news in terms of functionality. Now let's switch over back to my slides and go to the last topic, which is the organizational news. And here I'm very excited and very happy to tell you that not Netronic software now is 100% part of the Boyum IT group. So all shareholders of Netronic decided to sell their shares to the Boyum IT. So in the second line here, I've referred to the press release that is accordingly. I will provide that also to you guys if needed, but if you click here, then you will get some good statements from my brother Martin, from myself, and also from the CEO from Boyum IT, Michael Boyum. We are all in line that bringing together the assets of Netronic and Boyum IT is a really challenging but great idea, because the assets are very complementary, and we are 100% that the joint assets will, give some extra power on the road. And saying that, this implies that you do not need to worry about you as Just Planet customers, because actually you as end customers of Just Planet, you are not affected directly on the short run, because like the entire Netronic as a legal entity will remain. And this is also true that the development team of Just Planet will remain, the sales team will remain, the marketing team will remain, and even the management will remain. So my brother Martin and myself, we will stay in the organization in the Boyum IT. However, we won't be the managing director of Netronic Software anymore starting with May 1st, but we will have a very, very significant role in the bigger Boyum IT group. And if I say bigger group, then Boyum IT is 10 times bigger than Netronic. And this comes then to my last bullet point here. This power of this organization will in the future even give a better basis for Just Planet in terms of providing service for development, providing service for customer support, and for further evolving the software. And Just Planet is one core aspect why Boyum and Netronic merge together. Therefore, there is no risk at all for you guys, but there is the biggest chance that Just Planet is getting bigger and greater than ever. So, and with that, I want to stop my excitement. I thank you for your attention today. If you've got any questions, as said, just reach out. But so far, I thank you again and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.